What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Some. Hit the keys. Here today to give you guys my 3-month review on the M1 MacBook Air. I'm basically going to give you guys the rundown on the good and the bad. Give you my thoughts. Maybe if you're in the market to get a laptop, is this the one for you? It might be, it might not be. Make sure if you guys like this content, though, drop a whole elbow on that like button. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But let's go ahead and get into the good, the bad, and the ugly with the M1 MacBook Air. Some, hit the key. All right, guys, so this review is basically going to be for your music producers, your content creators, and just your general laptop users. So let's go ahead and start with the good. The first positive is definitely the battery life. It is everything that they said it was. You can charge your laptop at night and use it the whole entire day without any problems. Like, I can make music all day. I can watch YouTube videos all day. I can like edit videos and do all that stuff all day and not have to worry about CPU usage. You know, like, it may not last you 16 hours if you're editing videos, but you're going to get 9, 10, 11, maybe even 12 hours if you're editing videos. So, I mean, the battery life is definitely, I mean, I've never encountered a laptop with a battery life like this before, and I just can't stress enough that that is a huge selling point. Also, another pro is the keyboard. The keyboard is the best keyboard that I've ever used. Like, I'm not a huge typer, so I'm not like somebody who's writing a bunch of scripts and stuff like that for his videos. But when I do use the keyboard, I can tell the difference. It's like superior to any keyboard that I've ever used. And I know for a lot of people who just use this for a general purpose, who are going to be typing and stuff like that, you're going to absolutely fall in love with this keyboard because, I mean, I never thought that I would rant and rave about a keyboard before, but the keyboard on this computer is phenomenal. It's definitely top tier. Another positive is definitely the trackpad. I'm a PC head, so I'm a Windows head. I've always had Windows computers. I've never had an Apple computer until now. This is the first Apple computer that I've owned. And I'm definitely loving the little trackpad, the mouse pad. It is great. It's so good that now I struggle to use the mouse pad on my other laptop. Like, I mess up when I right click and left click and stuff like that because it's so intuitive. I can't explain it. If you've never used it, you should definitely check out a Mac mouse pad because it's nothing like a Windows Mac mouse pad. It's very nice. You know, it's very nice. Another positive is that the computer is lightning fast. So anytime I open up any application, it opens up just like that, like within a snap. So like when I'm opening up music programs, typically in like on my PC computer and my laptop, it takes a moment for it to load up all the plugins and load up all the stuff. And the same with like whenever I load up DaVinci Resolve, it would take a few moments for it to load up. So with this, it just loads up in a couple seconds. And so that's obviously a nice feature as well. Another nice feature about this computer is that it is lightning fast. I mean, it loads up applications really quickly. So anytime I load up a music program, typically with my old Windows and my PC, you know, it's going to take like a minute, you know, 30 seconds to a minute to load up the application with all the different plugins and stuff in there. And the same with like a DaVinci Resolve. It normally takes a while to load up those programs. But with this computer, it loads up just like that, man. It might be a few seconds, but it's going to load up really quick. So that's definitely a plus. The speakers sound great. They have a great sound quality to them. It's got a nice high end. It's got a nice little low end for a laptop computer. And the audio drivers are phenomenal as well. So when you plug your headphones in, it's going to sound great listening to music through your headphones. It's going to sound better. It sounds better than any PC or any laptop that I've had before. So that's definitely another plus. Music production on this thing is great. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my headphones and we're going to hop into FL Studio. And I'm basically going to show you how you can get a bunch of different plugins and you can do a bunch of different stuff and not have to worry about your CPU usage or anything like that. So let's go ahead and open up FL Studio. I'll let you see how fast it opens as well. So, you know, when you click on it, it's going to open up pretty quickly. So boom, just like that, it's open. Now I'm going to open up a file, and in this file, I have 2 cases of Analog Labs. I have 2 cases of Omnisphere. I have 2 cases of Pigment, and I have Sublabs on there. And then I also have a vocal that has Nectar on there. I have Ozone on there, and I have some effects on some of the stuff. So it's a pretty CPU intensive project. In case you're not aware, those plugins are all very CPU heavy. Watch how fast it loads. And then you're going to see how it doesn't stutter or anything as we go through it as it's screen recording, which is even taking more CPU usage. So with this demo, I just basically put some chords down. This isn't like a song that I'm putting out or producing or anything like that. This song is solely for the demonstration purposes. So you see how quick that loaded? It's solely for demonstration purposes so that you can see the CPU usage. So as you see here, I have a vocal, and then the vocal, like I said, the vocal has Nectar on it. I have Ozone on the master track, and then I have, Analog Labs. I have Pigment. I have all this other stuff on there that's pretty CPU intensive. So I'm going to push play, and you're not going to notice how it's not going to stutter at all.
Tell me what you want me to be. You say you wanna love me right here. Tell me, are you ready? Oh, I don't wanna play no games. I've been working hard all day. I just wanna kick back and play under the moonlight. Whoa, under the moonlight, party all night, be all night long. Under the moonlight, boy, I need you before I'm gone. Under the moon, got me right where you want.
So as you can see, with all those super heavy intensive CPU plugins on there, it's not stuttering at all. And on the Omnisphere, I want to add that I added an arpeggiator feature on there, which is even more draining on the CPU. All right, guys, so I want to show you some stuff about video editing for all the content creators out there. So let's go ahead and hop into DaVinci Resolve. Boom, and as you click it, as you can see, it's loading up pretty quickly on my laptop. My previous PC, it did not load this quickly. So let's go ahead and hop into this For Producers Flip a MIDI Pack video. Now we're just going to scrub through the timeline a little bit. So as you see, no matter where I put it, it's ready to go right away.
And my favorite thing about patch, I wasn't really.
So this is a pretty basic timeline. As you see, you scrub through it.
And then reversed it.
It's ready to go. So I'm not going to show you guys the export test, but I still have my project up from when I exported this video. And this is a 29-minute video in 4K. It only took 17 minutes to export this video. So I want to show you guys one more thing as well for all the content creators out there. I know you guys will appreciate this. We'll load up DaVinci Resolve one more time. So I just want to load it again so that you can see that wasn't a fluke on how fast it loaded up last time. It really loads that fast. I'm going to load this 5K beat battle winners. So I just had a beat battle on my channel for a bunch of musicians. Now, as you look at this, this video right here, it's got 4 different 4K videos on the timeline. And then it has all these are different WAV files in there. And then a bunch of chops. It's got transitions and it's got some LUTs. So it's got a lot going on, but it's still no different. No matter where I put it,
One of the key things in situations by LL at number 2.
Kind of brought me back.
so as you can see, I mean, there is no delay. There is no hiccups. There's nothing. I mean, you can scrub through the timeline and start it anywhere. It's just, I mean, it's phenomenal, So for music production, for video editing, for day-to-day usage, I say that this computer is great. It's great for the money, especially considering that they are starting the MacBook at $899. I do have the 8-core GPU and 8-core CPU 1 terabit version, but still the base model is definitely a good bargain. So we've talked about the good, but let's talk about the bad. So one thing that I definitely don't like about the M1 MacBook, and it's not necessarily Apple's fault, is that not all the software is still ready for Apple Silicon M1 Macs. So like a lot of plugins that you may use in your music production and stuff like that, or different plugins that you might use for your video editing, they're still not upgraded to M1 Max. Or things like Waves plugins, like they want you to pay to upgrade your plugin so that you can use it on an M1 Mac. But it's like I shouldn't have to pay $70 to $80 to upgrade my plugin to use it on a new computer. You should, since you've already updated your software, it's not going to cost you any more money for me to be able to get my plugin to work on some new computer. So I don't blame Apple for that one, but that is a frustration with the M1 Max, is that there's still software that you may use that may not be available to use on your M1 Mac. But with that being said, there is a ton of different software plugins and stuff out there that you can use that can just take over the spot of some of the stuff that you were using before. Like with the music production, I can't use all the plugins that I have on my PC, but when I'm making music on the Apple, I don't even really miss it. I just mess with what I have. So it's one of those things. If you don't think about it, you don't miss it. And another bad thing about the M1 MacBook Air is that I stream. And the way that my stream is set up is that I have to use the M1 MacBook as my streaming computer, and I have to use my old PC as the computer that I make music on because it can't handle a stream. So the M1 MacBook doesn't play well with Streamlabs, and it doesn't play well with OBS. So I have this problem right here every time I have a live stream. So as you can see, it starts glitching and it starts throttling. Now, the funny thing is that it's become part of my stream. So my streamers actually know, they like it when it's coming. We call it the remix because it'd be chopping up the music and it sounds like it's a remix, but it's still frustrating that the computer gets really hot and throttles when I run Streamlabs or OBS as I'm streaming. So, and it also gets very hot when I use my Elgato 4K cam link. So it doesn't play well with the Elgato equipment either, and for my personal, use. I've tried going through all the settings and doing all kinds of different stuff with Streamlabs and OBS, but I still have issues with the computer overheating and throttling when I use those plugins. But that's the only thing that makes the computer hot and overheat and overworked that I've used so far. So if you're not streaming and you're not using the computer to stream, I wouldn't worry about that. But I wouldn't be doing due justice if I didn't mention that. That is definitely like the biggest issues that I have with the whole computer, is that it gets super hot when I use Streamlabs, when I use my Elgato equipment, and when I use CLA-NX by Waves. But other than that, I can use anything else. Just like you saw earlier, I had all those plugins on for my music program, and it didn't get all hot. It didn't get throttled. It didn't get bothered as I'm screen recording with OBS. OBS is fine when I'm just screen recording, but when I'm streaming, that's when I have a problem. So, those are the bad. Now let's talk about the ugly. So this is super frustrating. I got the Final Cut Pro, I got the Motion, the Logic Pro. I got that whole bundle because I wanted to use Final Cut Pro, and I figured I might as well get Logic anyway because it plays well with Apple. But Final Cut Pro is not working for me properly right now. So you'll see as it loads up right now, they say you're not going to get the beach ball of death with this computer. What do you see right here? What do you see flowing around the screen? The beach ball of death. So I haven't been able to use Final Cut Pro in about a week. I know I think it might be an issue with an update, or I might have to call Apple, and granted, it's on me for not contacting Apple to get it fixed, but I shouldn't have this problem with a native Apple plugin. So since it's an Apple plugin, you would figure that there wouldn't be any problems. It wouldn't be overthinking. The video that it's stuck on isn't even a 4K video. It's a 1080 video because I forgot to change my camera to 4K. So that is like the of everything that is might be a deal breaker. That might be a deal breaker, but obviously it can be fixed by contacting Apple and they can fix it. But that is super frustrating that you get this software and the software doesn't work properly and it's native Apple. So, it's super frustrating. So my final thoughts on the M1 MacBook Air is that I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a great computer. If you're just looking for some computer for music production, it's going to be able to do everything that you need it to do. It's going to be able to record. It's going to be able to make beats. It's going to be able to make a lot of tracks. It's going to be able to use CPU intensive plugins. It's going to be able to do every single thing that you need. If you're looking for it for video content creating, it's definitely going to be, everything that you need. As you can see, you can scrub through the timelines quickly. You get quick export times on 4K videos. I mean, you can't complain about it. And then as far as everyday daily usage, what more do you want? It's got a beautiful keyboard. It's got a nice LED screen. It's got beautiful speakers. It's a quick computer. You can open up a bunch of different tabs and do a bunch of different stuff. So I would definitely recommend it, especially with the start point at $899. I definitely love it. I'll probably never ever go back to a PC computer unless it's to be the stream computer, but I'll never go back for a PC computer for my everyday usage because I really do sincerely like this computer. So make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some, hit the key.